Hey team, this is George. Appreciate you being here, and I want to welcome you to class. We're going to have a good time talking about evaluation and assessment, and not necessarily just learner assessment, but we're going to be looking at the broader perspective of program assessment. What I've seen in my time as in learning and development, leading learning and development team, is that a lot of times assessment is hugely important as far as program wise because that forces us to connect with the organizations. So, whatever organization we're building the training for, connecting with their mission, vision, values, goals. Because that's important because our training has to have a positive effect on the organization. And how do we do that? Well, we have to align with the goals of the organization and the reason why they want the training. Because if we just build training and then only assess from the perspective of education or was something learned, that doesn't help us see if our training is actually effective. Does it do what it needs to do? That has to be lined up with the organizational goals because, okay, great, everybody learned this, they learned this well, but it has absolute zero effect on the manufacture of parts, sales, whatever it might be. In the case of one of our discussions, we're going to be looking directly at state test scores and explaining what evaluation is. But before we jump into that, if you can, jump into cursors everywhere, the Getting Started tab. And as that comes up, there's Meet the Instructor, Guidelines, Tips, Discussion Boards, Rubric, Course Overview. This video was made by Dr. Victoria Lowell. She's the lead instructor for this 577 course. And it's a great overview of everything that you're going to do throughout our time together here. So I want to show you where that is. And now we're going to jump into our discussion. So we're going to go to weekly discussions. Actually, I'm sorry, we're going to go to week one first, and then we'll jump into our discussions. And this is what we're going to do. Here's all of our reading. I would really suggest the value of evaluation, and the three optional readings are very good. They are highly recommended. I read them, so I would suggest you read them. I go back and I look at them just to make sure that I'm moving forward in the right directions throughout my daily operations. But here I want to focus on our discussions. What is evaluation and why evaluate a learning product? Hugely important, the why, because we don't just make training products to make them. What is our overall goal for the training product? And how do we know if it's effective? That's the big thing with assessment. How do we know that our program works? Are we making more widgets, or what are we doing? Are the number of defects for X amount of widgets made coming down? Is it moving up? How do I know that the training is doing what it's supposed to do? It's fine that the learners learned very well, but is it applied on the job? That's going to be one of the keys. So let's jump into our discussions because they're kind of neat this week here. The first one, we're going to work as in three different groups. My marker's gone. Okay, well, this week we're going to work in three different groups. We're going to answer this scenario. Now the groups are here. If your name is not in one of these groups, it means I goofed, so please just let me know and I will put your name in one of the groups. I was initially just going to go by A through H, J through P, but figured it'd be better if we just put specific names so no one has to wonder exactly where they are. And take a look at the instructions. Where's our question? Here's our three questions. So group one is going to answer question one. Group two, question two. Group three, question three. So not each group is going to respond to all three questions. You're only going to respond to one of the three questions. All right, and take a look. You are asked to interact with classmates 3 to 4 times over the course. These week in each discussion forum discussions week will begin on Monday. So the first posting for this discussion forum should be made by Thursday. So get together with your group and have something created by Thursday, and then for the group post, just post group 1, question 1, and then the response as the group, and here your instructions and all the requirements for the group members are here. But I want to talk about what exactly is an evaluation and what is its general purpose, how do evaluations differ from research, and clarify the process steps. Well, you're going to be researching all that, and my biggest put for this would be, remember this scenario right here. You're doing it for, you were asked by a superintendent for a local school to join a small group of people, and you're going to explain to parents, teachers, administrators these questions here. What exactly is evaluation and its general purpose? How do they differ from research? And clarify the process. Now remember, we said we could get the facts and figures. How do evaluations differ from research? They will evaluations measure, and then you could go off on exactly what that is, or you can do that and then connect it to parents, teachers, and administrators. What's in it for them? The old WIFT or WIFM, depends how you're looking at it. You need to couch your response however it's important to these folks here. If you do that, then you're more likely going to be able to build relationships with these folks. So it's just like at work. If you're doing some manufacturing, if you do something, create a product and you want to explain it, you have to explain it from a perspective of what's in it for whoever you're explaining it to. So in other words, who cares, why do they care, and how can we show they care? that's the quick down and dirty method. And in this case, the common denominator are the students or the children, because the parents, obviously, they care because they're their children. Teachers, administrators care because that's the nature of the work, and it reflects directly on them. So it's all how it's going to affect them. So answer the questions, but also remember we have to hit that effective domain and make that difference with our explanation. So hope that helps. And I look forward to seeing everyone. And remember, our book for the evaluation is either electronic or paper, whatever you want, but reasons for evaluating, everything is right here and is very well explained. So I look forward to jumping into our discussions. Have a great week.